Hi, everybody, and welcome to Talk to Rozay, episode 87. 87. On this show, we talk about everything going on in the world, good, bad, raggedy, and wonderful. And I'm just going to get this started. I've been so sleepy, like, I have not been getting enough sleep. I've been wanting to go to sleep so early, but I'm committed to what I'm doing, so I'm like, let me stay awake. I wish I could do it early every day like I've been doing the P. Diddy recaps, but on Wednesdays I can't. So I just was like, let me just do it at 8 o'clock. But starting in June, I'm going to try to do a test pilot and see if I could do it earlier, like at 7 instead of 8. Because I'm telling you, I'm older. So I'll be ready to go to bed. I really be sleepy. But thank you all for tuning in tonight, whoever tunes in later. And thank you for everybody that watches the recap. Make sure you guys go press like on this live. And make sure if you haven't done already to subscribe to the channel. And thank you again, everybody that tunes in. How was everybody's weekend? Let me know. I actually did something 2 days in a row, so that was good for me. Saturday, we went to the LA County Fair, and we went to the Drew Hill and Maya concert, and that was very good. I wanted to put up some videos, but I didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube, so I just didn't. But I sung my little heart out the whole night. I should have been hoarse the next day. I don't know. I was hoarse a little bit, but not as much as I should have been because I sang every single song that they had. I was singing with them. I was singing with Maya. It was just a good time. I love 90s and early 2000s R&B. Like anybody that knows me know me. That is my era right there. Like we just didn't know how good we had it back then. We didn't know that it was going to turn into what it is now. So anytime they have concerts like that, I'm there. The next one we going to is Jagged Edge. I cannot wait because Jagged Edge is one of my favorite R&B groups. Me and my sister used to argue with people when they used to try to put 112 against Jagged Edge. They'd be like, oh, 112 is better. And my sister like, no, they are not, ma'am. Or sir, whoever you are, Jagged Edge is better. But so I can't wait to see them. It's just, that's me. So I will get this thing going. That's how. See how fast I get over stuff. So that was Saturday. We went to go see Drew Hill and Maya, and then Sunday we had our first brunch bunch group. And that's the group I was talking about that we just started the IE chapter. We have two young ladies, Kiosha, she was on here before, and Portia. They started this brunch bunch group out of Las Vegas. And so now they have different chapters. So we're the latest chapter, which is the Inland Empire chapter. And we had our first brunch on Sunday, and it was so nice. So anybody that is in the Inland Empire that wants to join the group, let us know. We would love to have more ladies join. It's just about empowerment and being with other women where they could celebrate you and stuff. That's the whole goal of it. So let me know. It was so nice. We had so much fun. We was only supposed to be there for 90 minutes. Our reservations were for 11:45, and we went to Cocoa Palms, which is in Pomona on the hilltop. And they said we was only supposed to be there for 90 minutes. We was there for like 3 hours, and they did not make us leave. So I was happy about that. And the food was very good. I was surprised. Like everything was so good, and unlimited mimosa. So you know how we was feeling after that. It was just a good weekend, and here we are today. So hopefully this weekend I have a good weekend. We're going back to the fair, but this time we're taking the kids. So we'll see how that go. I'm pretty sure I'll need drinks around here, so I'm dealing with that. But I have my Black History moment. And this is something that just happened last Thursday, but it's worth talking about. So I'll let y'all see the video first so y'all can know what I am talking about. So that right there is our Black History moment. That is a plantation, one of the largest plantations in the South. It burns down. It's called Antebellum Mansion in South, what was that? I think South Louisiana. It was built in 1859 by slaves, with 165 rooms. It burns to the ground. The fire department had it under control. They had all the flames under control. Them flames came back up. Our ancestors was like, no, ma'am, no, ma'am. That's it. That's it. It's burning down to the ground. So they said flames broke out at about 2 p.m. last Thursday. They needed 12 local fire departments to try to put the fire out, which they were not able to. They said there were no injuries. This plantation was built in 1860 by the owner was John Rudolph, who enslaved more than 150 plus people. And you know who the people are, slaves. They owned it, and now it was used as a venue, a hotel, and a museum. Like, I just, for the life of me, don't understand why somebody would want to have their wedding there. Why is it a museum? Why is it a hotel? I mean, we can learn from history, but that's nothing that we need to see. I'm glad that it burned down to the ground. Do y'all think that that was a historic landmark, or did it need to burn down because the way the Black people was looking, we didn't feel no ways tired about it? Let me see. Regarding the plantations, I don't feel no ways tired. And I didn't feel no ways tired. We didn't feel no ways tired about that. I mean, we've been having, us Black people been kind of having a good year this year. Like, we've been having a good year, and that just put the icing on the cake. It's close to Juneteenth. Our ancestors are happy. Like, it should have burned down a long time ago. I don't think that I will. I don't know if I would want to go on a plantation to see what it looked like. I think I would be too emotional. Would you guys want to visit a plantation if you knew that we could go see it and see what it looked like and where our ancestors used to be? Would you want to visit a plantation? Yes or no? I remember this girl that won the lottery. She bought a plantation, and she had that mess looking real crazy. She was on Ayanna Fix My Life. I remember she had bought a plantation. But would you guys want to go to a plantation and just visit it, like as a museum or something? Let me know, yes or no. I wouldn't, but maybe some other people will. I don't know. I wouldn't. Okay, so I'm going to get into some hot topics. I really didn't have a lot to talk about today because I really am sleepy. Like, I just don't understand the sleepiness that's inside of my body right now. So, did Tyler Perry buy one for his studios? I think that was a plantation, or was that what was the name of that? It is something like a plantation. Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's gonna come out. I'm just gonna say it and y'all know what I'm talking about. But it was something like that. But if he bought something the way Tyler Perry did it, I'm okay with that. But just to go visit it and just to be spending the night and all that, while it's still the plantation that the slaves built, no. Tyler Perry, where he bought, it was just the land. Wasn't nothing there anymore. It was the land. But I cannot remember what it was. Okay, but I'll think about it, Juanita. Or Google it and put it in the comments. So one of our hot topics today is Klarna. Now, I don't know if y'all know what Klarna is, but that's a get now, pay later thing. Kind of like a layaway, but you get your stuff right away. So Klarna said they are 136 million in debt due to customers not paying back their loans. So this is how it works. You see something online You go to the checkout options, and now they have like Klarna. They got the PayPal one, paying for. They have like different apps that you can buy now or pay later, whatever, however you say it. So this one, y'all didn't ran them down to the ground to where y'all gonna mess up a good thing. I'm trying to think of the other one. Payback, Affirm. They got another one, Affirm. It's like 3 or 4 of these apps now where you have to pay your first payment right then, and then they send the stuff to you, and then you pay like every 2 weeks or however it's set up, but it comes automatically out of your banking account. So you can buy concert tickets now with this. You could go on vacation with this. You can buy shoes. You could get gas. You could get groceries. You can get all these things on these kind of apps. But Klarna said that they are 136 million in debt. But within the last quarter, they lost 99 million. But the 136 came in just until now. So this is what they say. Klarna is reporting that they suffered a major loss due to the customers not repaying back their loans. Klarna, which is a buy now, pay later company, says during the first quarter of the year, January to March, they acquired a loss of 99 million, bringing their total loss to 136 million. The company says this is a 17% year-on-year increase. On a larger scale, according to the recent survey conducted by LendingTree, 41% of the customers say they repay their loans late. A lot of the customers take out loans to pay for groceries. That's what they found. So now they probably about to just get rid of all these things because of people that's doing stuff like that. If y'all know that y'all not going to have the money in y'all account to pay it when it's time to pay, y'all don't need to get it. They going to make it be like a layaway to where you got to pay the stuff all the way off before you get it. Or they just ain't going to do it and people just ain't going to be able to have it. But y'all messing up a good thing. Let me know in the comments, do y'all use Afterpay and Klarna, paying for all that stuff like that? Let me know in the comments if y'all use it and does that really help you out, because the economy is bad right now. That really helps a lot of people out. So y'all out there messing it up for people because y'all not repaying back y'all loans. Next, Chris Brown. Y'all know I was in my feelings about this because I was like, that was a money grab. They released Chris Brown on bail for a whopping $6.7 million. $6.7 million. Now, what I do not know is if it was all together the 6.7 million, or he had to pay the 10% on that 6.7 million. I didn't know which one it was, but it don't even matter. Like, he didn't unalive anybody, so it's no way that his bill should be that high. So this is following his arrest for an alleged bottle attack at Tape nightclub in London, Mayfair in February 2023. So this is when it happened. Allegedly, he got into a fight with a producer out there and he hit him upside the head with a Don Julio bottle. But it's like, come on now. His bill was that high out there. I was like, how did he not know that he had a warrant out for his arrest? But when I was reading into it, they said that they don't let you know that you have a warrant out for your arrest. Because I'm like, how his team didn't see that? How did his team know that he had a warrant out for his arrest? But that's because they don't let you know. They just let you come out there thinking you about to have it cracking and doing your tours and gaffle you up. So we're happy that Breezy is out of jail and he can start his tour, because I was going to be really in my feelings if they kept him in jail, because they was really saying they wasn't trying to let him out. They really did say that at first. So we happy you are out, Chris Brown. I'm Team Breezy all day long. I don't care what people say. He doesn't deserve this the way they do him. Okay, now this is the only sad thing I'm going to say today. And this story was really, really sad. It just made me, everybody needs to wear their seatbelts. Everybody needs to wear seatbelts now. Period, point blank. Wear your seatbelts, everybody. So, an engaged woman was unalived in a crash. Let me make sure I'm reading it right, you guys. Hold on. Because I want to give y'all the whole story. Okay. So this is what it was. A woman was unalived in a car crash. She lost control and she went off on the side of the road. Now, this is down south in Louisiana. I guess the police had called her fiance to let him know what happened. 2 minutes later, he passed away trying to get to her, and he lost control of his car, hit a tree, and was through out the window on his way to his fiance. They said they really said like 2 minutes later after he got the call. So it's just like, y'all, everybody, please wear your seatbelts. I have to say that to myself too. I wear my seatbelt a lot more than I used to, but it's not even worth it. And now they leave behind a 4-year-old son, which he really doesn't understand why he don't see his mama and his daddy anymore. They're saying he kind of get it, but not really, because he keep asking to talk to them. So my prayers go out to them, because that's a lot. They were due to get married in February 2026. They just bought their first house together. And now both of their families is left to have to pay for a funeral and then raise the son. And the mother of the son and the mother of the daughter said that they do everything they can to make sure that the baby is well taken care of. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so, so sad. So you guys, please, 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 please wear your seatbelts. I know we don't like wearing them, but they really can save your life. They really can save your life. So that's my only thing that I have to say sad. I'm not going to talk about nothing else sad. So now getting into some mental health awareness, because it still is Mental Health Month. It might not feel like it, but it is. So, yes, Juanita, like, this is so sad. This is mental health. People who shower before bed sleep better and live longer. These are new studies that were just found. So they said taking a warm shower 1 to 2 hours before bedtime can significantly enhance your sleep quality. A review of meta-analysis published in Sleep Medicine Reviews found that passive body heat through warm showers or baths at temperatures between 40 and 42 degrees Celsius improves sleep efficiency, and reduce the time it takes to fall asleep. This effect is attributed to the body's natural thermoregulation process, where the post-shower cooling facilitates the onset of sleep. So I'm just really, like, I take showers, but it'd be like when I get home, not right when I go to sleep, before I go to sleep. So now I really need to try to start doing that, because I need better sleep. So who all take showers right before they go to sleep? Let me know if y'all take showers right before y'all go to sleep. Are you guys people that like to take y'all showers in the morning to wake you up? I like both. I still have to take a shower in the morning because I'll be needing to wake up. And in my sleep, at nighttime, I sweat in my sleep. I don't know why. So I need to do that too. So, and then they said also, once a week for 20 minutes, just do it once a week for 20 minutes. Sit in a hot bathtub that contains a handful of Epsom salt, 10 drops of lavender, essence oil, and a half cup of baking soda. This combo draws out all toxins and lowers stress-related hormones and balances out your pH. So that's another thing. So everybody, we just need to start doing more self-care so we could live longer, so we could sleep better. I know it's so many people that do not sleep well at night, and I'm one of them. And I just be like, I don't understand why I can't turn my brain off and go to sleep every night. So these are some things that you can help. This is mental health week, so these things help. Period, point blank. So don't say I didn't tell y'all. Showers before bed, once a week, take a hot bath with all that combination. So now, I still have to do my little P. Diddy thing before I get into anything else. Dang, I went by fast. I told y'all I really didn't have a lot to talk about today. I just didn't really want to talk about a lot of negative things. So I'll get into the Diddy trial. So, just for the people that don't know, every day I do a recap of the Diddy trial, but that comes on at 6:30. I don't do it at 8 o'clock. I do it at 6:30. So tomorrow I'll be back on at 6:30, depending on what all goes on in court. It depends on how long I talk. Today it wasn't really a lot like it was yesterday. Yesterday was something straight out of a Tubi movie or a Lifetime movie. Something Tubi or Lifetime, because it was jaw dropping off the chain. Like, I'm reading the transcripts and I'm just like, are you like, Diddy is a wild boy. He's a wild boy. And to think he's still doing this stuff in 2024. This is when he got his house raided. So you still doing all these drugs and stuff that you was doing in 2007 and 8 in 2024. Like, how are you still alive? How are you still alive, sir, at your age? Okay, so let me get into what they did today. So today they started off again with the special agent that they left off with yesterday. He was the one that was in charge of the raid at the Star Island mansion in Miami. So he just continued on what he was talking about yesterday. The jury saw pictures of SEX toys, a pair of red high heels, and about 18 pair of other high heels were found in the closet and shown to the jury. Of course, they're going to find all that because he's still doing all that nasty mess. They found 3 cell phones and a big boot, a Balenciaga boot. They didn't never say what was on the cell phones, but that they were hid inside that boot. They also found, which we ain't surprised, about 30 bottles of baby oil and about 30 bottles of lubricant. They did say again that they found AR-15 pieces. None of the GUNs that they found were loaded, but they did find them. And they said this search was tied to a human trafficking. So they said they're getting him for human trafficking and all that. So they said that's why the house was raided. They said they found a Gucci bag in a closet that contained an assortment of pills, white powder, and crystal-like rock substances. They said they found powder and residue on straws, $100 bills, all kind of stuff. And those straws and residue was tested, and they tested positive for coke and ketamine. They found a bottle of eye drops. When they tested that, it was positive for MDMA, and ketamine. So just think, you find some eye drops, and just think if they would have put that in their eyes, like, y'all is gonna be messed up. They said they found all kind of tablets, like clear capsule tablets, and inside of those capsules, those tested positive for mushrooms. This is last year, y'all. This is what they found last year, like when they raided his house. They also found different pills that tested positive for, they were Xanax mixed with MDMA. Some of them were ketamine, and they was mixed with other things. So these are pills that's made. Like, was you trying to leave here? A loaded 45 hand GUN And that was in the guest house, the guest security house, which when the defense came up there, they told them, why would he not have GUNs in his house? Like, he's a billionaire. They asked, do you have GUNs in your house? And he said, yeah. And they was like, okay, I'll rest my case. I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense. They said 6 people were in the house, and music producer, property managers, and other facility personnel, which we know the music producer was Stevie J and all that. So that's all they really talked about with that. They had the 11th witness come up. Her name was Dawn Hughes. She's a board certified clinical and forensic psychologist. She took the stand. She helped me understand a lot of things today that would make you feel like, dang, this is really, he's crazy. So she provided the jury with some information about DV, RAPE, and SA, and traumatic stress. She said that she had not watched anything about the trial. And well, she said she saw the trial before, but since it's been at the court building and it's been on trial, she hadn't watched anything. But when the defense came up, they determined that to be a lie. And when I tell y'all what she did, I was like, what she said was true, but she was lying. Like, she was lying when she said she didn't know what was going on. She knew exactly what was going on. First of all, she gets paid $600 an hour. And then she gets paid, so they have to pay her $600 an hour just when they need her. And then if they want her to come to court to testify like she did today, it's $6,000 a day. So when they don't need her and they just using her how they did, like, I'm pretty sure she told Cassie what to say. I'm pretty sure she told them how to maneuver and what questions to ask, because she was the stuff she was saying was everything that Cassie was saying. I mean, when I say everything, it was everything Cassie was saying. But like I said, she gets paid $600 an hour and $6,000 a day to testify. She said it's very common for victims to stay in an abusive relationship because the person often use various abusive methods beyond just physical violence to make their victims feel trapped. So that's why sometimes she said it's common for them to stay in. And just think, that's one thing Cassie said. She said, SA is a very private harm, which can make it difficult for a victim to seek help, to leave an abusive relationship. They experience a tremendous amount of shame, humiliation, and degradation. She said they don't want to talk about it. They want to get it out of their mind. They don't even want to think about it at all. They don't want to think about it at all. She said a victim's financial dependence on abuse plays a very important role in their decision to stay. Another thing, Cassie. That's another thing. So that's 2 things right there. Let me do this. Lay/facts, witness versus Edward. Yep, and that's what she was. You get paid more for, and that's what it was. She gets paid more. She said she's a not an experienced testimony. It's on the tip of my tongue. She gets an expert at testimonies. So that's what she get paid for now, $6,000 a day. So she knows exactly what to say to have the jury in her hand, because she had me thinking like, dang, this is exactly what Cassie was saying. This is exactly what the assistant was saying. This is like this. Oh, dang, they forgot this is why. She also said trauma bond. She said an abusive relationship often have love and kindness in addition to the abuse. The victim wants that love and affection. So when it's shown, that's what the victim really wants. So they stay. The abuser knows to turn that on, like, okay, let me love bomb them or do whatever. And they know that's what they really want in return. So when they get that, okay, this is what I really want. So maybe they'll change it. So I'll just be back with them. So she said that's trauma bond. And she said trauma bond is when someone is attached to their partner in spite of violence and abuse. That's another thing. We see that Cassie had that. We see that Cassie had that. And she said why it takes multiple attempts for the victim to leave. She said there is patterns of returns and reconciliations and then return again. Leave, return again. The victim wants to come back to the good version of that person. So when they leave, they think, okay, let me go back. I'll get that good version of that person. What was Cassie doing? She would be with Diddy. She would leave, go be with another man, go back to P. Diddy. Leave, go be with a different man, go back to Diddy. Look how many times she did that. Just already with us being on I think we're day 8 of the trial, they didn't already linked her to about 3 or 4 men. But she'll go back to Diddy every single time. She'll go back to him. And she talked about coping mechanisms. She said a victim's coping mechanisms may include fighting back, which sometimes they make it work, but they fight back, or they try to work things out with the abusive person. That's a coping mechanism. She said victims also numb themselves with drugs and alcohol. They often take drugs or drink right before they go see their partner. Like, so they could be numb. What did Cassie say she had to do all the time? She had to stay high. These are all the things she's saying. She said all this stuff. So she said they have to take drugs or drink before they see the partner. She said many victims wait months or even years before telling about what happened to them. They rather tell something that happened to somebody else before they say what happened to them because they don't even want to think about it. She said trauma affects memory. Victims retain core details while peripheral ones fade away. They could remember, like, I know I got beat up, but I don't know when. Like, I don't know when. But I know that I did get beat up. I can't remember where I was at or something like that. So remember, Cassie will say she couldn't remember some stuff. Don said she couldn't remember some stuff. The assistant was saying that he couldn't remember some stuff. All of them were saying these things. And she's saying that's what happened. So she was very good. But then the defense came up and was like, ma'am, didn't you say that you didn't watch this case and you didn't know nothing that was going on? She was like, I didn't. And it was like, who hired you? Didn't the government hire you? Aren't they paying you? Yeah. She was like, didn't they give you the transcripts from the trial? Caught up right there.
Ooh.
They gave you the transcripts from the trial. So how are you saying you don't know what's going in and you not coming in being biased or anything? Like, they caught that lady up so good today, but still everything that the lady was saying was true. But she's an expert at testifying. And that's what she does. That's what she gets her $6,000 a day for, to do these things. So that was the end of her after they caught her up in her lies and all that stuff. They went on to the next person, but everything that lady said was the truth. Everything she said was true. So then
It's very true.
huh?
I said it's very true.
Everything she said was true, but she lied saying she didn't know about the trial when she had the transcripts.
Well, the second thing that they called out that was very important is while all of that is true, that doesn't mean that it's true for that person. So if you have not
Exactly.
met with that person, because any of us could say any of those things and they will all align. That covers such a wide range of things, but you have not sat with these people to say that these people are impacted that way.
Right. And that's how they called her up, because they was like, they're
Yeah.
giving you the transcripts and everything, and you saying that you didn't know what was going on. You're lying, ma'am.
I have a question. What are the people that the prosecution has coming in? Why don't they come in and say, I have immunity, I'm still telling the truth, I just didn't want to get caught up because some
Because
of these
I think
things,
that lady
why
right
not
there,
tell the truth?
I think that lady right there, they hired her.
right, but why lie and say you
that
didn't
you
have?
didn't have the yeah.
Yeah, you making it. You blowing everything you said by with a lie. Now people is like, I can't trust you because you just lied when it was nothing to lie about.
At
Kind of
all.
crazy.
It was nothing to lie about at all. Um, then they had the 12th witness was an executive assistant. He basically said the same thing the other assistant said, that he would have to get P. Diddy's rooms together, that he usually started around 9 o'clock. What I did clock what he said was that he worked 80 to 100 hours a week, and
Dang.
that he was paid 125,000 a week.
Jesus, I would work that many hours for
Girl,
that
I said I
much.
would too. I would be
We
there.
dang near working sometimes for far less. I would work
Bro,
it.
he said that he started his day. He would start his day around 9 a.m. and make sure the housekeepers and the chefs were ready to get their day started. And then he would set up P. Diddy's bathroom and get everything that he wanted in there. He said sometimes the earliest he left would be around 5 or 6, and the latest he would leave is around 2 o'clock. I mean 7 o'clock the next morning. But he was paid. He worked 80 to 100 hours a week. It was paid 125,000 a week.
Dang,
So
that's
he
no.
basically was saying every single thing that the other assistant said. He had to go through text messages with him. He went through emails. He went through daily things that he needed, like clothing, food, drugs, liquor, or an iPad or a speaker, which he needed for his FOS. He said he did talk about a time when P. Diddy wanted a gallon of BPA free water at Whole Foods. Whole Foods didn't have it, so he brought him back 2 half gallons of bottles instead. And P. Diddy was cussing him out, told him he was gonna fire him and everything. He was mad. He said another time, he said he would fly out with P. Diddy on his private jet, or sometimes he would fly commercial and get there before him and get his room set up. For whatever he was doing with the baby oil, the speaker, the candles, all that stuff he need for that, meds and everything like that. They asked him what kind of meds did he use. He said he would have like Advil, sometimes Tylenol, psych
Mm-hmm.
medications, ketamine, all kind of stuff. And so he said after he did say when he would book the rooms that it would be under Frank White, which was Biggie's nickname, which was Frank Black. So he would use Frank White instead. And he said he would always have a female partner with him. He knew he had to book them to come out there too. And he said
Uh-huh.
after Combs was finished, he would have to clean up the room no matter what it looked like, because it was his responsibility to keep his image clean. And
Okay.
just think how long that people would say stuff about Diddy, but nobody really, you didn't know for a fact. So
But
the
here's my
executive,
question for that. What's wrong with any of that? The amount of money he was getting paid, those are regular things that an assistant
right?
would. You know what I'm like? What was the punchline? You get what? If I'm paying you that much money, I don't care if I ask you to grease my hair in my sleep. You better do it. That's a lot of
Girl,
money. I would do it. Listen, I do all of that because I'm
he can
sure he's
holler and
getting
cuss
clean.
and do whatever he wants, long as he don't
Baby,
touch me.
I done had bosses cussing me like it was nobody's business. White
Yeah.
males. So please, I sure
So
would for that amount
yeah,
of money.
for real. So he said that he had to protect his image and everything like that. He said he they asked him about did he have to pick up DU DRUGS for him, and he said he only could remember around 2 times, and he gave him cash for it and told him the number to call when he had to get it. So
Okay.
he did say that he quit after he seen P. Diddy beat up Cassie one time. He said
So
that he
he's the
quit
only
after.
one with integrity.
Yeah, but he got immunity too. Because let's keep it
Why does
100.
he need immunity?
Because they can charge him with all kind of stuff too. You're buying drugs.
Why?
You're buying.
Oh, because the 2 times he bought the drugs. Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then just know that, so they told him, they asked this morning. The fence came up and was like, no, when he got sworn in, the
Uh-huh.
judge told him that he could not lie. I forgot how they said. And then he was like, and he's signing his papers for immunity today.
Well, to
So
me,
just
he
think,
deserves immunity because if he left immediately when Cassie got hands put on her, that shows a lot of integrity. I like
yeah.
this one. You
He
know,
said
that's a
that he
good
left,
thing.
but let's think the other one that I was talking about yesterday. He said he left after Diddy had him driving around looking for Suge Knight. He said the next
Oh
day he
yeah,
quit.
him too. Yeah,
He
him.
was like,
But didn't
forget
he do
that.
bad things? You mean the one that put his hands on the chef lady and then
Yeah,
bought her a blunt?
yes,
Lord
girl. That
Jesus.
was so funny to me. So
It
that was
was. What did you get her? A blunt and a blunt roller. Did she like it?
yeah,
She liked
in
it.
a car to say I'm sorry. Like, and then for P Diddy to be the one that tell him to do that, like, boy, I know you ain't telling nobody nothing. So that's all they talked about
Yeah.
today. That's why I said it today wasn't explosive like yesterday was at all. Like yesterday had my mouth wide open while I was at work. I was like, this is crazy. But today was more settled back. Tomorrow they gonna have Kid Cudi and 4 other witnesses they say they tend to bring on. So we'll see how this go. The Kid Cudi one is gonna be good, but still right now I feel like this case can go either way. It still can go
Yeah.
either way because even though we see what Diddy is doing, that he do got a good defense team. I ain't even gonna lie. He got a good defense team. He actually really has one. He
But
has
I want to know what the prosecution is doing. The defense team isn't doing anything that's abnormal. They asking perfect questions that
they
anybody would
yeah,
have.
the government, they just bringing anybody in and thinking that this is gonna work. The only
Yes.
person that was good was the mama because the sex worker that they brought in yesterday, it to me he played in Diddy's favor.
Mm-hmm.
He played in Diddy's favor. Don didn't really say nothing because she was all over the place. But the lady said today they will forget things. Like they haven't really had any strong where you're gonna be like, oh my God, except for Cassie Mama to me. She was the only one. So
And see,
that's
Cassie's mama could have went either way for me too, because I'm gonna stick by just like they asked the other ones. I think it's unfair that they asked some, well, did you call the police? Why didn't you ask the mom? So you mean to tell me you had him over for Christmas, you had him over for this, you had him over for that, and you took pictures, but you held on to these pictures for several years and you never once called the police? That still
yeah.
made her look
And the
bad to
defense
me.
didn't even
She
the
either or
defense
too.
the
They didn't even
defense
cross
didn't
her.
even it didn't say nothing to her. Told her
Mm-mm.
thank you for coming. We don't have no questions. Have a good day because they
Right.
know with the mama, what can you really say? I'm pretty sure she still have the emails where she sent you that 20 million, I mean $20,000. I'm pretty sure she still has the emails where you said that you were gonna put out sex tapes about Cassie. So it's like, what
Mhm.
could you say?
You can say why you didn't call the police.
But they ain't gonna ask her that
Right.
because that would be saying that he did what he did. So
Right.
that was
Right.
the best one. Yeah, that was the best one they had was Cassie's mom to me. And tomorrow it'll be good too. So that was all that happened today. Like I said, it wasn't like explosive. And then also Juanita reminded me to do this too. Like if you guys are ever in a DV situation, this is the National Domestic Violence Hotline. 1-800-799-7233. I'm gonna say it again. 1-800-799-7233. That's the national one. Now, if you out here by us, this is the Orange County one, LA County one. You could just call 211. So that's for us out here on the West Coast. 211 is for us. The other one is for you guys. But if you guys ever need that, y'all can call these numbers and just think this is not just for women anymore. Men are being abused too now.
When you call that number, is it like anonymous so that it gets you help, so it gets you
Yeah,
therapy?
they
Like
can
what did
be. Yes, it could
okay.
be anonymous. So if you guys need help, please call 211 or this other number because you never know. You could have somebody that help you right away. Don't feel like you have to be alone and you have to keep this to yourself. Because it's just that's a lot on somebody. That really is a lot on somebody. It's a lot. So make sure you guys keep those numbers. And that's really all I had to talk about today. I told you it was not a lot. It seemed like it was something else. No, it really wasn't nothing else. Juanita's, remember you guys, if you guys haven't already, did I put it back up here? She has her 5K walk run on May 31st, which is not this weekend, it's the weekend after that. This weekend is Memorial Weekend, which that came so fast. Um, and then, Asia, did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Yes, congratulations to all the graduates.
Yes.
Thank you, Rozay, for keeping us up. Thank you for
Your
skills.
your thing was it went all the way out.
Hmm?
I said your phone went all the way out.
Oh no, I said thank you for your good research skills and keeping us up to date. And thank you
Oh
for
yeah.
letting me call you every day and bother you so you could give me a briefing before you
Right.
repeat it all over again. Thank you for keeping us up to date.
You're welcome. I really love this. And if I was in New York, I would be up at that courthouse every single day, like everybody else. Like I would be there every day. They would be like,
Like
"Hi,
Armand.
yes." And Lorianne, I'm hi, Jab Girl, right? Hi, I'm hi, y'all, because I'm up here right with y'all too. So I'm in court in spirits. It's just online. So I always got to have my positive closing quote. At some point, you got to get serious about your life. Delete numbers, stay away from love that ain't real, hustle, get your spirit and mental right. You got to demand positivity and change. Let me say that again. At some point, you got to get serious about your life, about your life. Delete numbers, stay away from love that ain't real, hustle, get your spirit and your mental right. You got to demand positivity and change. That is so true nowadays. So, y'all, we got to do better. We
That is
got to,
absolutely true.
it's
Can I
so true.
add one more thing to that? Clean out
Uh-huh.
our timelines because sometimes we have people on there we don't really rock with like that no more. And sometimes even seeing what they post get on our nerves because they be some liars, stuff like that. Keep our space clean and away from those kind of people.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think it's a lot of stuff. If something don't serve you anymore, just get rid of it. Like sometimes we be thinking like, no, it could get better. Like if it don't, it just don't. Like we
Right.
too old for this stuff now. We're too old for it. So
Well, part
that's
of
all.
it is that abuse behavior, right? It applies in a lot of relationships. And I
Mhm.
don't think that a lot of people realize that it's in your family. It's not just with a man or a woman, it's in your family too, the people you love. And you just don't realize that things are just not what you thought they were. And then once you do, you are searching for that thing too. You're searching for that love for them again. And it's just not real. So it's very hard. It's not easy. So we do have compassion for Cassie.
Yep. So I will see you guys tomorrow at 6:30. And then I'll see you guys again back next Wednesday. And like I said, in June, I think I'll try the soft run of coming on at 7 o'clock. Cause I be wanting to be in sleep right now already. Like coming on at 6:30, I swear to God, I was like, I really like this. I like it. So where can we find you, ma'am? Asia?
I'm sorry, honey.
I said, where can we find you?
I'm Melanin Madam on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And we are moving all shows to 7 p.m. as long as Mother Rose's schedule allows. Because we want to get to
Right.
bed. We want to get to bed. And we love y'all so much on these other time zones that's sticking there with us. Praise God.
I know. So thank you guys for tuning in and I'll see you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye bye.